Good day, good people, of the fine day in the year of the paradigm tuning. Day of Bravo, day of Anomaly and Makaris. It is almost July. It is the final rebellion before Scars and Stripes. And tonight, we're going to find out, first and foremost, which kind of AWE tag team match for the ladies it will be. It'll be a triple threat match, but there's so many ways we could do triple threat matches. Tables, ladders, TLC, elimination, Iron Man. There's a whole lot of things, and each of these ladies is representing a word in the two matches. And in the two matches, we'll see exactly how that plays out to see what kind of match we will have at Scars and Stripes this Friday, by the way. And that's just for our tag teams. We also have, last time we had the three competitors in the center of Yuri's title match in that gauntlet match. Tonight we'll have number 1 going against number 5, Panette versus Hina. We will also have Yosuke going up against Tartaros, who's defending that championship against Yosuke's new friend and apparently Amon. And lastly, in our main event, I've been told by security and by Nahida that while Dusk was attempting, essentially, to stall Mikan in that steel cage match, Nahida was backstage to essentially try to get some answers out of the Aswang. Almost got somewhere, but it seemed that was not the case. Instead, tonight, it'll be a tag team match. It'll be Mikan and the Aswang versus Dusk and Nahida, 2-on-2. That'll be our main event. That being said, walk me back because we're starting the show with triple threat action. Last week, triple threat action went kind of crazy, if you remember right. Triple threat action went kind of wild. Rinka, Yuri, and Neo kind of put on a banger. We got 2 more triple threats to go to tonight. So let's get our first out of the way and start to see the landscape of how this is going to play out as the stars, for the first time tonight, as I click the right scene. Where is it? There it is. As the stars go. Oh. Black. I am, man. Let me get out my notes here real quick. Each of these competitors has chosen essentially a word relating to a match. And out first is one half of our tag team champions, Hu Tao. And here's the thing, a lot's got to be on Hu Tao's mind, the Flame Tribe's mind. There is a world where they get a world championship back at Scars and Stripes this Friday. That is a possibility. That being said, there's also a possibility that these two lose their tag team titles. They've been on a little bit of a run. They've had some pretty entertaining matches, but in their last bout, even though they went kind of wild with some of their moves, they were the first team out, and that's the reason they're going to have to defend these tag team titles at Scars and Stripes. As she gets crawling center of the mat, Hu Tao also must be thinking about what happened last week. Burnice coming out and interrupting Sayaka and Deity Miku. Burnice still has AV Mania on the brain, and I'll be real, should have AV Mania on the brain as it's right around the corner. Hu Tao, the first one out in this, but we'll have to go up against Miss Golden Ticket. Do not forget. Do not forget in the slightest, Miss Golden Ticket is here. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it 100. Sage, don't forget. Sage has not been coming out with that Golden Ticket a lot. And being in tag team action, you'll continue to probably not see Sage come out with that Golden Ticket a lot. But what you should be thinking is she's got it. You should always remember that she's got it, because I'll tell you what, right now, Yuri better remember she's got it. Right now, I'll tell you what. Sayaka should also remember, Sayaka's got Miku one-on-one. There's a world where neither of them walk out of Scars and Stripes as champion. It could be Sage instead. Sage could walk out of Scars and Stripes as a double champion, but look who's here. Ooh! Marceline. One half of Hot Topic, who won that match and put on a show-stopping performance. Marceline armed with that vampire's bite. Could come up with a W tonight. Now, see how this all plays out. I will reveal the first half of the match type, depending on, I guess, who wins this fight. And we'll see what the other half of the match type will be. That's hard to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of worlds that could go on. Marceline. Hu Tao. Sage. Marceline. Clyde calling this one. You love to see it. That being said, triple threat action, one pinfall takes the victory. And depending on who wins this match, it might not be one pinfall to take the victory. Come Scars and Stripes, low key. Oof! Dropped right on the forehead. Couple punches. Shot to the back. Tossed over the top rope. And a big kick right to the throat. Double stomp. And a kick to the gut as well. Oh, hold on, look at this. DDT, noggin first. On to the mat, but look at this, already outside of the ring. Sage looking to come through. Hu Tao on wobbly legs after that kick with the gardening boots of Marceline, and Sage, slap, 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 pat, 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 clap, clap, clap. doing her best Bolby Strokanoski out here, and a reverse DDT to Hu Tao. Marcy just waiting in the ring saying, hey, you guys work yourselves down. And this is the same thing that's going on right now. Remember, Marceline injured. Marceline is worse for wear right now. Marceline has to do her best not to kind of aggravate that injury as well. The same thing is going to have to happen for, I believe, Aiba later on tonight. And more importantly, the champions. Yikes. The champions are going to have to make sure, and I think Hu Tao is starting to realize, oh yeah. I was gonna say, the champions are gonna have to try to make sure. Ooh, hold on a minute, look at that. Turned over top. And neck to the back of the mat. Champions are gonna have to make sure that they don't catch an injury in this one. So I'm gonna be real with you. It might be Hu Tao's benefit to just say, hey, light work tonight, let them destroy each other. Maybe everyone else will rack up another injury, and that is just a one. And now we're seeing Hu Tao starting to wail away on Marceline, take advantage of the damage that Sage has just done. Marceline, the only one with a signature worked up so far. Hu Tao, whew! If they weren't already engaged in a bare-knuckle brawl, Hu Tao could have taken out the both of them, but instead, she came out worse for wear. Sage trying to take down the vampire Queen and Marceline as that neck breaker connects by Hu Tao. It's a very interesting trio here. Someone, a vampire, a supernatural entity, Hu Tao, who deals with supernatural entities, mainly the dead, mainly ghosts. And then Sage, who is not a natural entity at all, instead an artificial entity, an AI. Caught the leg. Dragon screw. Couple chops to the throat. And a neck breaker connects again. Hu Tao rolling out of the ring. Sage is so fresh right now, so fresh and so clean. But maybe that was commentator's curse, because now she's got body damage, head damage. Drop nasty like, but Hu Tao right behind Marceline with that kendo stick. Marceline with a knee trembling into the gut of Hu Tao, going for the pinfall. That is one, and just one on the tag team champion. Now, it's interesting, this is, you and I, Hu Tao went flying after that. I was going to say, you and I have only been tag team partners for exactly one match. 1, 2, Hu Tao, no resiliency. You and I have only been partners for one match and still didn't win, but backstabber. Came up, Shades of Sayaka there, came up with a, rolled through into a pinfall, pretty pinfall with a bridge, but kicked right in the kneecap, forcing that bridge to come falling down like London Bridge. Hu Tao, powerbomb position on Marceline, has her down with authority, but has to turn her around to Sage, who's watching. Hu Tao with the advantage, but Sage gets a punch. Hu Tao reverses right back, shot right to the jaw, and a kick into a... Frankensteiner, and then bashing the kendo stick over the head of Hu Tao. A kendo stick won last week's triple threat match, but it was only a 1 right now. Kick it back again. Sage looking under the ring, steel chair in hand. Oh my gosh, goodness gracious. Oh, this is, ugh! That ain't look too good, but she wasn't looking where Sage was. Sage get caught with that knee as well. Marceline does have a finisher, could be thinking about using it in just a moment. And I want you to point out perfect positioning with that chair right there. She could go neck first with that vampire's bite. The fangs connect for 1, for 2. Sage able to kick out though. You saw that Hu Tao rolled in there but didn't try and break up the pin because she wanted resiliency to be used. Coffin drop to Sage after she took Marceline down. Then Marceline back up. Clyde took a second too long. He tried to get into position. I can't blame Clyde for this. Clyde had to get into a position where he could see the shoulders. He had to come all the way around so he could see the shoulders. That's a professional. Clyde, a true professional at his best. Taken out there. Couple shots to the gut. And double knees by the Vampire Queen. Getting dragged towards the corner. Turn backwards. Neck breaker. Springboard. I can't even call it a springboard neck breaker. It's more like a springboard, a draping neck breaker. Goodness gracious. And we've seen, I think Hu Tao actually tapped out to this before in that triple threat match. Marceline not letting it happen this time. Knows it's 1 pinfall to a victory. Goes for the pinfall, but it's broken up ASAP. Shot to the back. Punch to the gut. Up, and Marceline dropped into the corner. But right there, Hu Tao taking advantage, saying, Sage, don't turn around. And turn around right into resiliency being burned in the last will. From out of nowhere, standing moonsault. Hu Tao may have just outsmarted Marceline again. 1, 2. Ooh, the match was this close to being all over. Hu Tao almost pinning Miss Golden. Taking a Sage, rolls to the side, rolls outside of the ring, rolled all the way out, and Marceline goes to follow. Hu Tao waiting. That's our tag team champion. Maybe she was just lying in wait, waiting for the perfect opportunity. Almost had the perfect opportunity, but Marceline with a reversal sending Hu Tao towards the barricade. She's stumbling down. Sage, Marceline first of all also laughing. Sage focusing on Marceline, who's stepping back in the ring, saying, hey, why don't you get in here so I can take you down real quick and take the easy W. But look at that, Hu Tao rolling in and steps back out, punches Marceline in the face, off the ropes. Oh, she turned her inside out with a clothesline. Jeez Louise. Focuses back on Sage. Sage rolls through. Hurricane Rana. Marcy's still stunned. Drag towards the center of the ring. Sage has a finisher. Hu Tao's got nothing. But Marceline unstunned, steps back in, steps back out. And slam back down goes Hu Tao. Hu Tao rolls outside of the ring. Whips the, oh no. Dire straits for Marceline. No rope break in a fight like this. And did you see her just smack the face to Sage? Unable to get Sage down, but I'll tell you what. Off the ropes. Oh! Thought we were going for Sage, but instead went for Marceline. Marceline rolls out. Tosses that at Sage. Marceline stepping back in. Oh, Sage might be clocked. Last will connects. Oh my gosh, they're all hitting their finishers on Sage. But look at this. Hu Tao, German suplex into the pinfall. 1, 2. Just 2. Sage able to stand back up. Marceline also didn't burn resiliency. I was thinking it was going to be all over. I'm surprised she pinned. Oof. Sage instead. Marceline and Hu Tao, only 2 people in the ring. Off the ropes. Ooh, flying forearm. Like a specter in the night. And a knee strike right to the kidneys. Targeted assaults, we know him well by Hu Tao off the ropes. Is she gonna make that? She would've, but Marceline wisely rolling out of the ring since Hu Tao. Down center of the ring, still stomping on that arm, and look at this, a sledgehammer. I think Sage starting to mean business here. Oh, but business might be over. Stepped out of the way of that signature. Dropped on the knee. Hu Tao's gonna have to focus up, because that could be the end of the match. 1, 2, breaks it up in the nick of time. Sage is so beat up, so brutalized, and here's what we were talking about. Sage needs to avoid injury. Marceline lands on her feet, turns, and sends Hu Tao down, but from behind, Sage was ready for her. And clotheslined by Sage. And goes for the pin on Hu Tao. Smart for 1, for 2. Y'all, that's not resiliency. I thought Hu Tao was gone. I thought that she was at least gonna burn. I think we all thought that for a moment. Dragging over towards the rope. Hu Tao saying, no, no, not today. That's not gonna work on me, bud. Lift it up. Onto the ropes, goes underneath. Goes down. Kick to the gut. Oh, no, no, no. Ran right into the, not onto the chair, not onto the chair! High cross onto the chair. Now, hold on. Are they both going for finishers? That would have been crazy. Vampire's Bite connects. Off the ropes, try to drop kick Marceline. Instead says, no, that's not gonna work. Oh my gosh. Yo, Sage is eating like 9 finishers, dude. Not actually 9, oh, but out of nowhere. Reverse DDT onto the chair. Neck first onto the chair. Roll through. I think she might have been thinking about that last will, but that clothesline by Sage connects. Alone in the ring with Marceline. Tosses the face to the face with that chair for 1. Marceline doesn't have resiliency. Yo, it's been a nail biter. To kick off Rebellion, it's been a nail biter with these 3. Sage has been surviving, but I want to point out right now, look who's lying in wait. Oh my gosh! She hit the last will! Marceline's still standing! Oh, but she might not be standing in a second. Last will into this Boston Crab, but look who breaks it up. Look who breaks it up. Hu Tao barely able to get Sage down. Scoop slam. Connects. Marcy's still down. Will she go for the pin is the real question. Standing moonsault. Not into the pinfall. Sage rolls out. And these 2 still in the ring. Hu Tao still in control. A couple shots to the gut. Right there. Marceline has no signature. Has no resiliency. Maybe looking to take down Hu Tao. Unsure of what she's doing. A measured strike right to the chest. And here's the other thing. Sage does still have a signature. If it gets used, Marceline could be in a little bit of danger. It might be a lot of danger in a second. Marceline down. Now here's the thing. Hu Tao's now the one that's up and in the sights of Sage. Goes underneath. Goes above. Clothesline. Meat hook style again. And oh my gosh, what did she just do? It looked like a disconnect. Hu Tao stunned, and look at that, roll through. It's the perfect opportunity for Sage, but Marceline kicks up and says you're not burning resiliency on Hu Tao. Oh my gosh. Dude. If you were witnessing them go crazy in this triple threat right now, Marceline had a second since said, no, I gotta kick out of this. I gotta kip up and make sure the Hu Tao doesn't tap out. Because that rolling Boston Crab seems to be, admittedly, the kryptonite for Hu Tao as Marceline's going crazy for Hot Topic. A shot right to the back again, and another one right to the leg. And look at that. Into the post. Goodness gracious. And it's broken. Or at least mildly malfunctioning. The ring crew's gonna have to change that. Standing moonsault again. Marcia heads back in, but so does Hu Tao. Both have enough to use their resiliency, but Marceline's the one with a finisher. But look who's ready. Big body splash directly into the pinfall, keeping all of that momentum struck right there, and now Marceline burns resiliency. Hu Tao just sitting up. I think I actually got the reversal there, but isn't reversing right now. Up in the sky, down to the ground. Oh, I thought was going for the pin with the bridge, but we saw right there. Now Hu Tao is what we have to pay attention to, because I think Hu Tao may have just picked up an injury in this fight. Reversal by Sage to Marceline. Rolled through. Oh, man. This late in this fight. But look who stepped in. ASAP said, no. That's not going to work. Turns. Oh, tried to turn her around. Has Sage now in a fireman's carry. Dropped face first in front of her. Goes to Marceline. Oh, I think she was going for the last will. I think she was thinking that's going to be the end of the match. Oh, she might be going last will in the corner. Sage is there. 1. Turned around again. Headbutting Hu Tao in the spine. Clotheslining Marceline. Sage walking over to Hu Tao. Hu Tao tossed into the corner. Sage with the sledgehammer. Right to the gut, and again right to the jaw this time instead. Still wailing away, and Sage has a signature and a finisher. And it may spell the beginning of the end for Hu Tao, but look who's up on the outside. Marceline stepping back in. And Hu Tao reversing the finisher, actually. But a reversal there by Sage to Marceline into a pinfall. Hu Tao breaks it up. Has Sage right where she wants her. Jumping neck breaker. Sage rolls outside of the ring. Has her armbar-esque position. Off the ropes. Moonsault. Sage steps back in. Y'all. It really is going to be whoever can stay down the longest. Marceline stepping up. Now here's the thing. Hu Tao. Oh my gosh. Yo, what's going on with Marceline? Yo, what happened? What did she do to Marceline? Rolled through. In deep. But again, Marceline kips up. And Hu Tao doesn't burn resiliency. Even with an injured body. Oh, but it might be all over now. Picture perfect suplex. And in the hands of the AI is a sledgehammer to break their reality. Oh, rolled out of the way. Marceline was right there. I don't know how Sage just stopped herself. But I want to point out, Hu Tao has that high cross ready. And it connects, but she's got to turn around because Sage right there. Again, picture perfect suplex. If she's smart, she would go and pin Marceline, and she did. Oh my gosh. Deposited Hu Tao to win this match. Sage picks up a big victory, getting rid of Hu Tao and taking out the one who won the match. The one who won that fatal 4-way contenders, I guess championship contenders match. And now let me talk to you. Hu Tao was searching for 2 out of 3 falls. Sage, well, I guess I should go. Marceline was looking for elimination, said it worked for them last time, it'll work for them again. However, that's not the case, because Sage said if I had more time, I could make everyone tap out. So Sage has gone for an Iron Man match. And so this matchup will be Iron Man, but we don't know the other half of this stipulation. So we'll see how it all plays out. I'm excited to find out, but congratulations first and foremost to Sage after a incredibly hard fought and no one saw it. Well, I guess maybe we all should have seen it coming. Incredible victory. Incredible match. Not for nothing as a stars. Go Black. You love to see it. That being said, you might love to see this too, because the night has to roll on. I am actually probably out of town. I might be back in town when you see this. It's a toss-up. But you know what's not a toss-up? Who is going to... Well, actually, you know, whoever wins this match also might be a toss-up. I'm unsure. Number 1, number 5 in that gauntlet match this Friday for Yuri's AWE Championship. Let's talk about it as the stars go. Black. Out first. It is Panette. Has spent more days as a champion in the AWE than anyone else bar Marin. There is a world where if she runs the gauntlet match, she will have officially, actually, I suppose, spent more days as a champion in the AWE than anyone else. To do it, she's going to have to beat 4 very game competitors, including Rinka, former AWE champion, Neo, a rival in her own right, Hina, former AWE champion, and more notably, Yuri, the AWE champion. Man, oh man. She's got a long road ahead of her, but I'll tell you what, if there's anybody who could do it, it is the 427-day tag team champion. I don't know about combined days, that's something we'll have to look into elsewhere, but she's up against one of the best, one of the greats. She's up against Hina. Hina is a 3-time AWE champion. She could become a 4-time AWE champion at the end of Scars and Stripes. And her likelihood is through the roof, as she will be number 5 out of 5 in that gauntlet match. She walks down, and she sees her opponent. She sees, oh yeah, there is Panette tonight, the woman who I pinned at Fracture at the 2-year anniversary. And she said, I'll pin her tonight, and if it comes to it, I'll be impressed, but I'll still pin her at Scars and Stripes if I need to. If somehow it comes down to these two in the ring at the end of Scars and Stripes, it should be major advantage to Asahina. But anything's possible in the AWE. I'm excited to find out how this all plays out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one-on-one Hina Panette. Never happened before, to my knowledge, but you know what? It's about to happen right now. Admittedly, look. These are two, whenever there's an AWE Hall of Fame, these are two future AWE Hall of Famers. Admittedly, I believe they're both first bracket Hall of Famers. When it comes down to it. Let's see how it all plays out, though. Hina Panette. Whose car is that? Yeah, Pilot, I'm wondering too, who car that? I don't know who it is. But, regardless, the show rolls on. And Hina Panette is live. And it's happening right now. Oof! Big super kick to start by Panette. Panette realizing, hey, I can't give Hina much opportunity to fight in this fight. Hina excels in just coming back at a moment's notice. Hina excels in when the going gets rough, she starts going. We all look back to when Boss was AWE champion, and Hina, with a messed up neck, was getting brutalized and beat down by Boss at the Fight Before Christmas 2023, I believe. And you know what happened? She came through and she won that thing. She beat Boss, and here we go, one, and it's just one. Right now, though, she's going up against somebody who may have a more, I won't say more accomplished in the AWE, because Hina is a 3-time AWE champion. That being said, Racket of Psalm are also 3-time tag team champions, so they both are 3-timers. In fact, I guess Panette is the first of the 3-timers club. And that's kind of interesting to see these two go at it. They kind of have comparable accolades in terms of, while one is singles and one is tag. 3-time champion, 3-time champion. Hina may not have been the longest reigning AWE champion, but I believe probably has most combined days as AWE champion, which, ooh. Yeah, no, that's right. I believe that's correct. Look at that, wrenching the arm. And then going right back. Panette saying, I think you forgot who I am. I'm the queen of grappling. I'm the queen of brawling. I should have been the queen of the ring at the end of the day. Not in crown, but in ability. Hina, however, not giving up. Has her hand right behind the ear, trying to snap that arm. Has Panette down to a knee. Panette trying desperately to get that hand off of her own head, separate the pressure that Hina's forcing on that joint, and she does get it at the last second. Now has Hina kind of in an arm behind restraint position, something you'd see from like, kind of has her in a law enforcement hold, not for nothing, wrenching that arm back still. And this is what we have to talk about. We know that she's a submission expert, and we know that she's a grappling expert. Don't take nothing against Panette as she goes flying. Not something that's usually in her wheelhouse, but it's sure something she did right here, right now. Goes for a quick pinfall on Hina, and that's one. And that ain't nearly enough to put away the 3-time AWE champion, looking to become a 4-timer at Scars and Stripes, a knee strike. And a couple shots right to the face. Right now, it has been Panette. Concussion. Oh, wait a minute. I was not ready for concussion, but out of nowhere, and then has her in the... Hina kipped up, and Panette said, nah, ain't gonna be none of that. Had her deep in the Dragon Sleeper, wrenching it back, and no, lets her go, saying she knows that's not gonna be enough to put down the 3-time AWE champion. Said it's not even gonna be enough for resiliency. She knows off the ropes, big splash again, but she said, hey, if I keep it up like this. Hina, bloodied face from behind, says, okay, it's time to turn everything around. Goes for a pinfall, off the shock, tries to get a pinfall, but it's just one. If Panette fights like this at Scars and Stripes, I think there's a real world where she could beat the gauntlet. Hina was off the ropes. She didn't see Panette stand right back up and said, nah. Elbow right to the throat. And climbing to the top of the top rope. Goes for a quick pinfall on Hina, trying to burn resilience on the 3-time champion. 1, 2. Not enough. Honestly, kind of surprised it wasn't enough at this point. But she's waiting for it. Stomp to the back. Here, I'm talking about Cena's, not Cena, Hina's saving grace at this point is that she's got a signature already on lock, but she's got her back turned to Panette, and that is a recipe for a dragon sleeper, wyvern sleeper, locked in. Hina struggling, had to burn resiliency. You saw that Panette started to wrench it all the way back. Now here's the other problem. Panette might squash Hina. There's a world where Panette injures Hina tonight. Is she going for that concussion again? And she nails it. Y'all. I thought she squashed her. She's still destroying her right now. Panette. Panette saying, never meet your heroes. Because even your heroes can tap out. Sends her flying. Lifts her up. Has her on the shoulders, but Hina able to get the reversal. A much needed reversal at this point. She needs to, and she's locking in. That let her win. Panette forced to stare into it, but Panette saying, I don't think you know who I am. A couple shots right to the gut. Hina's gonna have to hit that Sister Abigail, and quick, but Panette not letting it happen. Hina, wrench back. Hina wrench back bad. She taps out. Okay. So I know we said to ourselves, number one, Panette's cooked. But after that dominant display, wait. Hold on. No. Panette, come on, no. And try to attack Clyde too. Panette, come on. Hina is affected by a small torso injury. Oh no. We'll have everyone check that out, but Hina entering last now, I feel like at this point now she might need it. Before we said if anyone could do it, it would be Panette to come out first and run the entire gauntlet. Before it was kind of like, yeah, I could believe that could happen. After tonight, I think a lot of us are are looking towards that and saying, oh my, that could be it. That could be it. That match was all Panette, and we will continue on to our next fight. Goodness gracious. Man. I wasn't ready for that one, but I guess we're about to see a one-on-one fight. It is Yosuke, who's fighting for Amon, who seemed to have joined his Equalist movement, versus Tartaros, the AWE Fight Forever champion. Tartaros, who will be fighting and defending that title against Amon this Friday. Scars and Stripes, as the stars go. Black. You know, I like the next match is back and that it actually works, so, you know, I'm here for that. I feel that. The Equalist movement seemed to be coming out a lot more seriously tonight. Perhaps they were doing things in a Yosuke way before. But now the Equalist movement, with Amon by his side, I wasn't sure that was going to happen, but that seems to be the case. is going on.
Representing the Ministry from Hiroshima, Japan, weighing in at 181 pounds, Yousuke.
This is not the incredibly cocky entrance that we expect from Yosuke, but as we've been seeing it, he's kind of dialed it down a little bit. He didn't come out with his gaudy gold and white crown. He's not calling himself the Premier One. It may be true, he may be taking this equalist thing very seriously, ensuring that everyone is equal. Looks like that's what they're seeking to accomplish. I'm interested to see how this all plays out. Yosuke and Amon. You know what? I'm not gonna jinx anything. I'm not even gonna say a word. I'm not even gonna say a word. Just get Tartaros out here. I was just gonna say, you know, Yosuke, someone who has listened to this propaganda, he is the first, and I hope that he is the last. I was going to say something else, but I will not say that. Instead, we'll talk Tartaros. Tartaros, in his final year of competition, from what I understand, time is a-ticking. He has about a year left of active competition here in professional wrestling. Hey, there's a world he holds that Fight Forever Championship until he retires. That being said, he is that guy. He is that man. Lost it to Mondo, but ended up getting it right back, earning himself a spot in what was one of the most crazy fatal four-way fatal four-way number one contenders matches we've ever seen. It was elimination. Tartaros' blood literally painted the entire ring, and a lot of us, I still have a couple nightmares about it. But he lived, and he thrived. You love to see it. But our match kicks on. Yosuke just recently returned to the AWE. Tried to get a float over DDT there, but Tartaros stopped the motion. You don't want to mess with Tartaros when he's at his best. Dropping Yosuke down. Yosuke, I think, knowing that he was one of the reasons that the Fight Forever Championship came to be, he vandalized the Tables Championship, and as we know, Miku, who is fighting Sayaka at Scars and Stripes for the AWE Championship, Miku burned, scorched the old Tables Championship for the ladies. With both of those gone, the Fight Forever Championship was born. And look at that punch right to the jaw. Tartaros steps back in, and Yosuke right there, ready for him. German suplex. Off the ropes. Oh my gosh, moonsault to the back. We know Tartaros to have a history of back-related issues. And a couple shots right to the face, right to the eye socket, low-key. Turns Tartaros around, and now we're starting to see him trying to weaken the old man. But this old man's built tough as Yosuke's taken down. We got ourselves a treat in this fight as he's going for the pinfall. 1, 2. Hold on a minute. Tartaros was upset for what looked like a moment there, but Amon saving Yosuke this fight potentially. I don't think Clyde was in a good position to see the hands on the rope, making Amon out here to make sure that this was an equal bout. Calling for Yosuke to get up. Tartaros saying it doesn't matter if it's rope break or not, I'm still gonna whoop you, just like I'm gonna whoop Amon at Scars and Stripes. Has him up on the shoulders and planted down. He's doing it again. Goodness gracious. At a count of 5. Ooh. He was inches, I will say inches, his head was inches away from that announcer's table. If it bounced off the announcer's table, he might have been out cold. Yosuke tossed back into the ring. Kips himself up. Waiting for Tartaros to hit some combination strikes, and now he's got a finisher. And he's gonna call for it immediately, saying, let me hit you with a great equalizer. Yosuke 2. Goes for the pinfall, ladies and gentlemen. That's 1. That's 2. Not resiliency. And not 3. Not the end of this bout. Tartaros crawling into the corner. Yosuke ready for him, saying, oh no, it's time. Drop kick to the heart. And just like that, things have evened out in the favor of high-flying Hanamura, the equalist. Hanamura. Oh, but missing wildly with that move. Gets kicked in the back. We do need to point out Tartaros has a signature. If he decides to, not decides to use it, Man's just used it, and he's heading to the corner. Yosuke is in dire straits with the spear. Gets every ounce of it, and Yosuke, he had some incredible kickouts this past fracture, but he's got to use resiliency tonight. Tartaros is a whole different story. But off the ropes again. Yosuke's still, I'll give it to him. Yosuke's still out here trying to cook. And drops him. Oh my gosh, right onto the neck. That's 1. That's 2. I thought that could have been 3. It still could be 3. Because Tartaros with his back turned to Hanamura could be eaten. What he's eating right now is potentially the end of Yosuke's fight. Because he just reversed the Yosuke 2 and might be crushing the body of Hanamura. Hanamura, former golden ticket, successfully cashed in and become AWE champion in a match that I believe was what? Going for the pinfall there. 1, 2, kick out. We gotta remember, at this point, it could be any pinfall takes the victory. Yosuke no longer has resiliency. And Tartaros does have a finisher. Ooh! That wasn't pretty, but it looked like the elbow went right into the spine of Tartaros. Maybe not the move that Yosuke was actually going for as an elbow drop connects with the heart. That's 1. That's 2. Kick out. Still no resiliency. Yosuke is at his wit's end at this point, lifting Tartaros up. And drags him over towards the corner. Bust him open. And he's looking to run. Yosuke, as we said, oh no, he's not looking to run. He's looking to reveal the turnbuckle. And I'll be real, I don't know who got the best of that exchange, really. Off the ropes. Drops him. Amon staring into the face. Oh no. Spear. Oh, but look who's there. Yosuke set himself up to have all the time in the world to kick out. He outsmarted Tartaros. Tartaros did not see. As he's tossed. Tartaros did not see that the turnbuckle was exposed, and so Clyde did not see the pinfall. Off the ropes. Big boot right to the jaw. Yosuke, he's hurting. Tartaros calling for him to get up. Tartaros is going to the top rope. Hold on a minute. But reverses to a scoop slam. And goes for the pinfall. That's 1. That's 2. Not resiliency. Tartaros survives, now has a signature, but here's the problem. Yosuke does too. He has a signature. He has a finisher. Catches him with that forearm. Clubs him right in the jaw. Kicks him in the gut. He could be going for that move we just saw a second ago. Right to the back of the neck. 1, 2. Not resiliency still. Yosuke beside himself at this point. Waits for Tartaros to get up. Doesn't wait any longer, though. And it's that Yosuke 2. It's gotta be resiliency. It's gotta be all she wrote. 1, 2. It is resiliency. And look at this big picture. If he hits it one more time, Amon's looking on in glee as Yosuke 2 one last time for 1, for 2, and Yosuke for Amon puts away the AWE Fight Forever champion. Did he use underhanded tactics? Sure he did. Did he lose earlier? Potentially. When he ate that spear, I could have counted 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it may have been a 5 count at that point, but Clyde was busy fixing the turnbuckle that Yosuke had so expertly laid out. And here's where it all started to turn around for Yosuke. That elbow drop to the heart. 1, 2. It wasn't enough, but he could start to feel it. He had raged up and hit the spear, and here's what we were talking about. That spear connected, and Clyde had gone to fix the turnbuckle. But Yosuke still had to do whatever he could to win this thing, and at the end, first Yosuke 2 burned resiliency for 1, for 2, but not quite it. It took a second one to put him away. He said, let's keep it low. Yosuke 2. Back to back. And that was enough. He's done it. For him and Amon. Well, you know what? Good for them. They are the equalist movement. And Yosuke did it. Knocked down my water bottle. It's the hottest time of the year, and Amon is celebrating that Yosuke just beat the Fight Forever champion, something he looks to do this Friday. Let's see how it all plays out. Okay, well, apparently, you know, Amon and Tartaros don't like each other now, and neither does Well, I guess, you know, Amon didn't really get involved. In fact, Amon was just making sure that, you know, the referee was paying attention. Admittedly, I gotta admit, to be honest, that's what we're looking at this point. That being said, we're moving on with our show. We got big triple threat implications. Never mind. Hold on. A fight. Hold on. Yo, sorry, Mr. Call. What's up? Where? Can we get cameras? Yeah, please get us cameras out there. Hold on. I don't think... I thought everything was barred out. Who started it? The champs? We got a feed? We do have a feed. Okay, hold on. Wait. Yeah, no, I do see it. Hold on. Here, let's just cut. It's nothing special. Yeah, I'll let everybody know, but there's a whole feed going on here. Thank you. I don't want... Don't... Yeah, no. Who's on duty? Alright, well, let's just... We'll see how this all plays out. If anything too rough happens, definitely get in there. But for right now, don't put yourselves at risk for what might be a petty squabble, but... you know, I was gonna say I wouldn't expect WA to do this, but, you know, given their actual history, I'm surprised it hasn't happened a little bit sooner. We'll see if anything goes wrong with it, though. Look, thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks, Neck. To you. Okay, anywho. From what I've been told by security team, Nakamaru texted me a couple times. This has been going on for a second. I'm sorry, look at this. Kaito on top of that ambulance. Well, okay, let me explain to you what was going on to start this whole thing. Apparently, Kaito and Cassius just arrived at the arena. We try to have people at the arena regardless in case there's an injury, in case we need to like very quickly change a fight. If we need, like, you know, sometimes we also do, you know, a little dark match before or after the show for the audience and the attendance. For right now, though, Wario and Waluigi saw them coming in and attacked them, likely embarrassed after what had gone down last week. Oh my gosh! To Cassius Bright, Kaito trying to help him out. The tag team champions clearly didn't take last week too well. I'm gonna be real with you. And that's rough. What's happening here is rough too. We're at our parking lot. Our parking lot right now. You see that shutter right there is actually what leads to the area right near the parking garage. This is actually auxiliary parking, not for nothing, but you know what? I think I actually have. Do I have a? No, I don't have. This is not the drone camera. We actually have a cameraman out there. So you know what? Thank you, Kuzu. Big Priest for being out here to check out what's going on here. But Waluigi, and I think they chose to fight them out here for a specific reason. I think they just want to hurt the boys. I think they want to hurt them. Cassius Bright rocking it with Waluigi, but Wario tossing Kaito into the mulch. he's getting mulched right now. Wario stands right back up and tossed on. You gotta imagine, this is all asphalt. It's all asphalt, concrete. There's no padding anywhere. This is like somebody dropping you in the streets. That hurts. That hurts and that hurts bad. And being able to get the jump on Cassius Bright and Kaito Momota, being able to get the jump on these two, big advantage, because now they're getting the jump on them and they're fighting in a very dangerous environment. Where is he taking them? Where is he taking them? Oh my, he ran him all the way over to this cart. Kaito's also in danger. I wish I could see what's going on with that man. Tossed over here. Super kick. Hold on, another super kick to Waluigi, though. They're all the way over there. What's going on? Oh, they're all the way up there? What? Oh my gosh! Oh, you gotta save him. Oh my gosh, you gotta save him. I didn't know they were all the way up here. Oh my gosh. Has him deep in the bracer hold. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, no, hold on. I gotta text security back. Oh my gosh. No. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't text and watch everything that's going on here right now, you know? Oh, Cassius! Oh, Cassius! He went high risk, but man, was there no reward. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh my gosh, Kaito just saved Cassius. He was gonna drop him onto those chairs that were standing up. That could have fractured ribs. It could have, if he landed wrong, somebody's busted open and bleeding on that chair. Oh, Kaito Momota is in danger. Dropped him on that trash can lid. Yo, I'm still writhing in pain, and Cassius trying to jump, but he went body first on the asphalt. Man. The champions get the jump on the two who beat them. I don't know how Cassius is moving right now, for real. Goodness gracious. Y'all. Oh. Well, Bravo's down. Bravo was like, I've seen enough. I'll get you after this, Bravo. I need to watch this. I physically have to watch this. Cassius wrestles the cone out of out of Wario's hands. Waluigi ducks that hit from Cassius Bright. Wario, it looks like he was, no, he's not waiting. He said, while Cassius is down and distracted, let me deal with Kaito Momota. But look who's here and look what's going on. Takes his leg. Oh, but Waluigi with a reversal. And that Waluigi strike right to the head. Cassius tries to, oh, hold on a minute. Kaito looks like actually got the upper hand. And now they're trying to take it to Waluigi. Wario also in danger. He's stunned. Oh, and that super kick. Hold on, they took them both out. Somehow they were able to fight back out of this, but goodness gracious. They were able to survive the onslaught, survive the attack carried out by Team Wa. And when we talk attack, y'all, it was very much an attack. Look at everything that happened, and everyone's hearts sank. When the camera feed went back over here and saw all four of them fighting on top of that, Kaito's career almost ended there. But Kaito was able to save Cassius Bright. Cassius almost dropped onto those stairs. Goodness gracious. But somehow, someway, Team Wa started this attack, but Cassius Bright and Kaito were able to finish this thing. Dropped right there, a super kick right there, and just hitting the ribs over and over again. Goodness. Man. I don't know how to feel about that, but I'll tell you what, give me the stars. Yeah, that was intense. I'm hoping nobody walked out of that hurt, but now I'm like, all right, well, I think there was a world where Kaito and Cassius could have been done with the tag team champions, could have been done with Team Wa, but I think Team Wa said, we're gonna make sure that you're done with us. That didn't seem to work out in their favor. If anything, they might have blown this whole thing into a feud that they'd probably, I wouldn't say that they would want this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, though, it's Triple Threat rules. We'll find out what the other half of this Iron Man match is going to be as the stars go. What? It is Aiba's first singles match in the AWE in a long, long time. Well over a year. Maybe not well over a year. I guess maybe a year and a half. So, well, maybe longer than a year and a half, huh? So, well over a year. Aiba is back. There she is. Formed up with Sage. Saying, hey, we can do this together. Earlier tonight, Sage pulled off the victory against Marceline. Will Aiba be able to do the same thing tonight against Burnice and against Gwen? We'll find out. I'm very excited to see how this all plays out. I need to, however, get my general managers to look into the situation. GM chat. Those four are Definitely gonna be in medical. Keep them separated. And figure things out. Please. Thank yous. And here she comes. She's got a match at AWE Mania secured. Depending on how Scars and Stripes goes, there's a world she might have too. But tonight, it is her, Burnice, representing Hu Tao, who was not pinned earlier tonight, was outsmarted, however, instead by Sage. All three of these ladies have something to go on about. Here comes Gwen. Very interested to see how this all plays out. There is a very interesting trio of things that that are being stated for what the other halves of these matches are. And I'm interested to see how this plays out. Because I'll be real, one of these is really smart. One of these is really smart. One of these is, I mean, the other two are just like, you know, pretty brutal. It's like, all right, let's see what happens. All right, here we go. Off the ropes. Ooh, tried to catch her, but Aiba, I'll be real, low-key Samoa Joe'd her. Just stepped out of the way and walked around. Kick to the gut. Has Burnice up. Burnice with a reversal DDT. And Aiba, connecting with a tag team champion, sends her flying. Oh, look at that. These two trying to go toe-to-toe. Up on the shoulder. Roll through. But look at this. Heavy hands connecting. And again to the jaw. And again right to the face. Look at this. Low-key lefts and rights. Another shot to the face. Has her up. And... oh, gets out of there. Shot to the back. Oh my gosh. It's still going. And again going. Ooh, wait a minute. Drop kick. And Burnice calling for something. Go center. Off the ropes. Ooh, DDT. Big DDT off the ropes. Aiba still, however, to... ooh, oh my gosh. Hold on. Gwen hitting both of them with that kick. Knocked them both a little groggy. Burnice breaking that up. So I have Hu Tao on the mind. Burnice probably styles Hu Tao on the mind. Picture perfect drop kick by Aiba. And look at this, still going wild. Shot to the face, but look at that roll up. It's one pinfall to rule them all. Gwen off the ropes. Ooh, catching Burnice with a kick, but look at that. Grounding Gwen right afterwards. Aiba takes her sweet time, and now also, yo, these girls are all going springboards. These girls are bouncy, apparently. Off the ropes. Oh, Gwen reverses with that drop kick. And Burnice says, yeah, let me do one too. Barely catches Gwen. Unable to capitalize. Aiba, oh, hold on. Both working together against the tag team champion. Sends Burnice down. But look at this. Up, around, slam, down to another ring. On to that sledgehammer. 1, 2. Not resiliency. She's still good to go. Ooh, knee strike to the back. Aiba kicks her away. And Gwen kicks her right into Gwen's finisher. Oh, but look at that. Oh my gosh, hold on. Aiba going a little crazy right now. And trying to steal that pinfall on Burnice for 1, for 2. Also, not resiliency. Aiba playing a smart game. And just like Sage played a smart game earlier, it could win her the entire match. Sledgehammer again and again to the tag team champion. Oh, look at this choke slam by Gwen. That's Gwen. I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think that's gonna work. Targeting poor Burnice over and over again. It's kind of like what happened earlier. Hu Tao got a lot of the targeting, and then actually, Hu Tao got targeted early, and then Sage was the one who got targeted over and over again. But Sage still somehow came back and won the whole thing. Elbow drop right to Aiba. Burnice climbing outside the ring. Still going after the AI. Steps over the ropes. Stomps Aiba on the head. And went for a knee drop, and Aiba rolls out of the way. Gwen walks out with a sledgehammer in hand. Ooh, and hits Aiba from behind. And then goes after Burnice too. Ooh, sends her down. Unsure what Burnice is calling for here. Has her up. Oh, wait a minute. Drops her down. But Aiba, hold on. Gwen, first of all, kipping right up. Aiba with a sledgehammer. Going after both. Yo, Aiba. Look at how much vitality Aiba still has. Ooh, but reversal by Hu Tao. No, reversal by Burnice. It's been a long show, and I'll be real. My messages with the general managers are still on my mind because I was not expecting those two teams to fight in the parking lot. Of all places, last time someone was in the parking lot, Klee lost weeks of her career off the ropes, drop kick. But look who's there to meet her with a sledgehammer shot to the spine, but rolls through. And rolling up is Burnice. But Gwen there to break it up, and Gwen now going potentially for a pinfall of her own because Burnice is stunned. Oh, but look at this. Roll and punch, drop kick, single leg drop kick to the back. Burnice rolling, writhing on the ground. Gwen seems like she's ready for this pop-up kick and a kick to the back of the neck. And calling for the end of this, Gwen saying, hey, let's even things out. Up and down. G360. 1, 2. Aiba kicks out, no resiliency. Oh my gosh, but ooh, okay, Burnice was not ready for that one. And now gets dragged towards the ropes. Heels got caught on the ropes. Uh-oh. Yo, Gwen going crazy right now. Combinations of strikes and kicks, trying her darndest to take, Aiba down, but yo, she raged up. Oh, and from behind. Nitro fuel. Aiba's getting back up though. Gonna quickly break that thing up. Oh wait, reversed a big move there. Not the. It might have been the signature. I guess no. Yeah, it might have been a finisher. Who knows? That being said, Aiba getting worn down. Gwen stepping back in. Oh my gosh! Look at that combination from those three. The timing on that sequence was très magnifique, and now Gwen gritty maneuvers, thinking about trying to break that arm of Burnice. Instead, no, double knees to the back, said, no, I need the champions to at least fight. Decides against breaking that arm. And Gwen starting to feel like she's in dire straits with the, oh my gosh, sledgehammer shot right to the gut. Oh, hold on. Might be resiliency here. That's one. That's two. Oh, look who broke it up. No resiliency needed. Oh, but a reversal by Aiba. And she may be looking for that Somnium. Ooh! Slam. But Gwen right there also coming to break it up. Oh no, not onto the onto the handle of the sledgehammer. 1, 2, and Aiba still kicks out. Steps out of the way of that. She was going for that choke slam, but got caught instead with nitro fuel. Goes for the pinfall, but Aiba starting to come to her senses. Thought she, wait, she's only up to a knee. 1, stood up, immediately after sort of saying, no, I'm not just up to a knee. Not today. Gwen rolls outside of the ring. Aiba, who's busted, oh my gosh, maybe aired out all over her face. Drop kick to the heart of the tag team champion. And gets that sledgehammer. Burnice rolls out of the way. Snatches it out of Aiba's hands. And tries to use it for herself. Aiba able to knock it out of her hands. Dragging Burnice over towards the ropes. But look who's behind her. Tried it that Z360, but Gwen gets caught in the head. And Gwen, here's the dangerous part. Gwen does not have resiliency. Aiba kicking Burnice twice, so she's stunned. Yo, Aiba may have just hit the biggest brain move in all of AWE history. Her ring awareness is unfounded. Gwen kicked out. Oh my gosh. Y'all, oh my gosh. Oh. Ooh. Didn't notice that Aiba had rolled out. May have just barely gotten a knee on Gwen's face, but it's not enough to keep her down. Center of the ring, knees to the back, blew her out. And there's that sledgehammer, but look who just got into position. 1, 2. Oh my gosh, she hit Clyde to break that up. Yo, Aiba's going crazy with ring IQ. I do think, ooh, took Gwen down. Aiba's got 2 finishers. Shot to the gut. Burnice back up to her feet. That's 1. That's 2. Broken up. Saves Gwen and saves resiliency. Here's the thing. Aiba actually doesn't have resiliency herself right now. Ooh, tried to carry into a sidewalk slam. Bust Burnice open. Oh, rolled through. Burnice still standing. Burnice a step faster there. Oh, but Gwen stuns them both. And Gwen calling for the end of this. Calling for Burnice to get down. Oh no, not onto the sledge. She dropped her right onto the sledgehammer. Burnice is out cold. And it is resiliency. Burnice was out cold. And a choke slam to Aiba. Aiba might have to burn resiliency too. 1, 2. She doesn't thanks to Burnice. Oh my gosh. Yo, Gwen tried to murder her. Falling with that neck breaker. Big chops. Aiba does have 2 finishers. Climbs up to the top rope. Burnice in dire straits. Goes for the pinfall. Gwen might not make it in time. That's 1. That's 2. She made it. Made it at 2. Oh, y'all. Look at everything that's going on here. Has her up in the sky. Drops her face first. Oh, but look at who's there. She missed the sledgehammer shot. Rolled out of the way of that, though. Big Burnice boot. Oh, my gosh. Gwen's down. That's got to be resiliency 1. Gwen popped right back up and hit Clyde, too. And a chokeslam to Burnice saying, you're not stealing this one. Y'all. The first match was like a match of poetry. This one has just been big move after big move. Kick to the gut. Oh, but look at that. Not able to hit that move. Burnice still groggy as well. But Aiba in the way of the both of them. Not in the way anymore. Not in the way anymore. Couple kicks. Couple kicks by Gwen. Off the ropes. Drop kick to the back of the neck. And I want to point out, Clyde back up. And I want to point out again, it looks like both tag team champions might be the ones who are injured at the end of this thing. Flips the leg down. Throws Aiba into the corner. Has her there. Oh, but look at that. Up on the shoulders again. Nitro fuel. But look who's there waiting. It's Gwen. With a shot to the gut and a kick right to the back of the neck. Burnice forced to roll out just like Hu Tao was forced to roll out. And Gwen Picks up. Not yet. Not yet. Gwen's on the shoulders, gets the reversal, sends her down. Starts to begin to call for the end of this thing. Rolls out of the way. Oh, reversal of the the G360. But look at this. And gets the tag team champion. Tag team champion down. Burnice, after taking all those signatures, all those finishers, Gwen picks up a big victory tonight. Pinning tag team champion. Fascinating. Fascinating. Well, let me tell you. Burnice, who got pinned, was fighting. I will tell you, the Flame Tribe tried to play a smart game. Burnice was fighting for pinfalls only, which would have gotten rid, essentially, of Sage's roll through Boston Crab. Aiba was fighting for falls count anywhere. That being said, Gwen was fighting for now an Iron Man goth battle. There's gonna be urns. There's gonna be discarded arms. There's going to be all sorts of goth-esque things under the ring, and they're all gonna be legal. It won't just be kendo sticks. It won't just be steel chairs. It's gonna be goth rules, baby. And it's gonna be Iron Man. Tag team champions are in trouble. Burnice ate a pin tonight, but she can eat as many as she wants as long as they pick up pins in this Iron Man match at Stars and Stripes. Congratulations, Gwen. It's interesting because here's the thing. Tag team champions out in the Contenders qualifier match. Tonight, neither of them picked up the victory. That's very Racket of Psalm of them. After that, it would be Racket of Psalm saying, oh, we've lost a bunch. Now that the title's on the line, it's time to win. But will that be the same for the Flame Tribe? I can't say, because, you know, Racket of Psalm built different. You saw Panette earlier tonight. You saw it. They're built different. That being said, it is main event time. It is Dusk, Nahida. It is Jacob. It's Mikan. I don't know how this is gonna go, but with everything that's gone on between these four, it's gotta go down, and it's gotta go down tonight. And it's going down as the stars go. Black. Oh, they're already in the ring. The pyrotechnics. That's pie and arrow. Together. For the first time in a long time, using this moment as a matter of just getting revenge on those two. Look, I had a whole bunch of stuff to talk about to start this thing. I was ready for all these entrances like, hey, Mikan, sack of trash, didn't always used to be a sack of trash, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of spiraled after cashing in golden ticket on Hina and losing. We were talking about the Aswang, a lot of people saying it just needs to go, Nahida being one of the few people who's saying, now hold on a minute, we need to focus on this thing and get answers before we make any rash, permanent type decisions. The clothesline, speaking of, by Nahida, who's starting off this match, wasn't sure if that was the best idea, to be completely frank. Gosh, there's so much more to get into this now that we've seen Pie and Arrow show up to attack Mikan and the Aswang, which, I'll be real, Makes total sense. Makes all the sense in the world, especially since it is official. The Aswang and Mikan, they know it's official. I don't know if these two knew it was official yet. I'm not sure if most people knew it was official yet, but Pi and Arrow, for one night only, one last time, will team up as the Pyrotechnics to take on Mikan and the Aswang. Ooh, incredible backhand to Nahida. Nahida is not having a good time. Not having a good time at all. That being said, walk back with me. Dusk was able to pull off a clutch victory against Mikan in one of the smoothest finishes to a matchup we've seen in a hot minute. Mikan was going for that lethal injection kick, but right afterwards, Dusk, with like maybe a third eye or some vampiric sense, was able to duck out of the way with their back turned. And as Mikan turned back around directly into that Deadly Sin contract. Pinfall. But just one. Nahida's, and I think we need to refocus on Nahida. Nahida had Dusk as backup for a reason. Nahida's not a fighter. For real, for real. You gotta remember that all the fights pretty much that Nahida has been in have all been steel cage matches for the most part, maybe bar a couple of other matches. What I want to also point out is, ooh, missed that move, but gets a reversal. What else we need to point out? There's a lot to just talk about in this fight. I know there's so much action that's going on too. Oh no. The Aswang trying to take out the both of them, and right now succeeding reversal by Dusk. Let's talk about the Aswang for a second. The Aswang, Nahida, while Mikan and Dusk were doing that fight, Nahida, as I've learned, was trying to once again reach out to the Aswang, but this time with Mikan not even by its side, was still on the attack, tried to break Nahida, tried to destroy Nahida. Luckily, security was backstage. Sakura, the one who broke that up. We know Sakura has a vendetta against this Aswang. It escaped. You know good and well that Sakura could have ended that thing if she wanted to. And I'll be real, she wanted to. Let's be real. Sakura, at this point, at this juncture, I don't think Sakura's one of the people that's saying, yeah, that thing, we need to find answers, we need to make sure. I think Sakura wants that thing dead. Oh my gosh, did you hear that slap? I don't think I've heard a slap that loud in this game. Goodness gracious. Powerbomb. Nahida trying. Nahida and Dusk accepted this match under the pretense that maybe they could find some way, some sort of I suppose dissonance between Mikan and the Aswang, maybe find some way to get answers, but I don't think that's going to be the case, especially since Pi and Arrow came out with the pre-match assault. Pi and Arrow both are more than willing to say, yeah, that thing needs to die. Nahida, it doesn't look like she's going to get answers tonight. But Nahida is in the corner. Roll, backflip, clothesline. And goes for the pinfall. Maybe turning things around right now. That's one. That's two, and it's broken up. And, oh, you hit Clyde, too. This is why that thing needs to go. Look, I know our referees have been hit a lot recently, but most notably, you hit Clyde, you got a price to pay. You got a million prices to pay. Nahida gets the knee out. Mikan struggling off the ropes. A pinpoint right to the forehead on that drop kick, and Nahida clapping with the audience, starting to feel the power. But turns around to potentially her worst nightmare. A kick right to the head by the Aswang, and another kick right to the back. That's the one thing, look, the Aswang, hold on, roll up. But not even one. You gotta remember Clyde was also banged up after what just happened. Oh, no. No, everyone look away. No. Dusk gotta get in there. Oh my gosh, Dusk has to get in there. Oh, no. Dusk, hit that thing. Hit that thing, stop it. Dusk, you gotta stop it. You gotta stop. Oh, no. Alive. I also need to point out, Nahida, so much not a fighter, does not have resiliency. Nahida, I don't believe, has enough of a stat to have resiliency. Couple big chops. And slammed her right on the back. And Mikan looking to take full advantage. Has a finisher and a signature. And a big elbow drop right across the heart. And Dusk can't even come to help. Ladies and gentlemen, the Archon's down. Oh, not yet, huh? Nahida, you gotta make that tag. Dusk is so fresh and so clean. You have to make that tag. Ran over to Mikan, still wants to get a fight on. Great suplex. You gotta get over there. You gotta go. They have a chance. They still have an opportunity. Mikan wasn't able to stop that tag. Dusk in. We know Dusk has been able to take down Mikan in the past. Look, even ducked out of the way of that big boot and countered it into a... I thought you were about to tag in Nahida. I was about to question this team to the heavens and back. But even after everything that happened with the start of this thing, missile drop kick, Mikan goes down. And I want to point out, the Aswang can't come in. Oh, but Mikan, a little bit wiser now that she's fought Dusk before, able to counter that Deadly Sin contract. But whatever Mikan was about to do there looked like it was signature maneuver. Dusk was able to get the counter. And I want to point out again, Dusk with the build up here. Point out Mikan, who has no resiliency built up right now. Dusk standing, trying to rip the hair, the follicles out of Mikan. Now hold on a minute. Dusk, I don't know if that was the best idea in the world. I would venture to say that was a bad idea. Nahida, once again, not a fighter. Scoop slam, though. But hey, Nahida, I think, realizing, hey, Mikan doesn't have resiliency, but she also hasn't been hit with many big moves. So, you know, that was sure just a one count. Nahida does have a finisher. At the very least, that... Oh, hold on. Little tag team motion. Kick to the gut of Mikan. Oh, but Mikan was ready for it. Hurricane Rana. Lifting Dusk right back up. Dusk able to rock. Tried to hit that Deadly Sin. No, reversed and countered it. Into that move and now calling for it. DSC. Mikan stun. Not a thing she can do, and not a thing the Aswang can do either. Is Dusk about to pin Mikan for a second time? Resiliency burn. They have a world. They have a path. They have a chance. And more importantly, Dusk has another Deadly Sin contract. Will it connect is the real question. Up to the middle rope. Double axe to the chest of Mikan. And Dusk is indeed calling for it. If it hits for a second time, think about it. Talk about it. And they got it done, baby. Let me talk to you about it. Sure, there might have been some help from the pyrotechnics at the start of this thing, but I think the main point here is that Mikan is trash. She has been trash ever since she tried to cash in Money in the Bank. Ever since she tried to cash in, rather, her golden ticket. And they've picked up another L tonight. It doesn't matter if you turn that thing into a monster. It doesn't matter what's happened to you. Evil does not win in the end in the AWE. Hopefully. So far, that's been the track record. Usually, evil has been defeated. That being said, we were worried about Nahida. Nahida, admittedly, exhibiting some of the greatest tenacity I've seen in a hot minute. After both of those moves, Nahida no resiliency. We thought it was over here. We all looked away. 1, 2, and a 2.9. She said, not today. And that's when Dusk, the all-star of this team, went to work, pounded the ground, woke up, and cashed in that contract right on the neck of Mikan. And it was all she wrote for 1, 2, and 3. They got the job done. There was no way they were going to get anything out of the Aswang in that situation. But I'll tell you what. A win's a win, even if it was aided by the pyrotechnics. That being said, You gotta imagine Mikan and the Aswang are not gonna be too happy heading in to that tag team match at the Pyrotechnics Last Stand at Scars and Stripes. Look at, oh my gosh, look at all this. That's sure a lot of things, I'll tell you what. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show. And this was a tale of it. We just saw this, but let's start all the way back at the beginning. Sage. Ring IQ went crazy. And because of it, there will be an Iron Man match stipulation in that tag team, tag team championship match at Scars and Stripes. Hutao was tossed out of the ring, and Marceline was the one who ate the pin. Panette, made us all believers again. While she doesn't care about us, while she doesn't, she at the very least resents a lot of the fans, and I think she's lumped them all together, admittedly, which I don't think is the right call, but Panette says what Panette says. Panette believes what Panette believes, and I'll be real, a lot of that is probably stemming from Tamara being in that game. You gotta imagine what's going through her head, and you know what she said to the fans? I don't think that's entirely fair. That being said, you gotta imagine also where her head is. And her head is at, I'm going to destroy anyone who steps in the ring with me. And Hina, one of the greatest of all time, was just made an example of tonight. Yosuke, with the help of Amon, was able to put away Tartaros before Amon has to go toe-to-toe with him at Scars and Stripes. This coming Friday. Yeah, I guess it is. I can say this coming Friday now. This was a brawl in the parking lot, and I do have an update that we'll get to at the end of this. But let's get through our show. There were some really scary moments in this brawl. They all ended up on the top of this scaffolding. Cassius jumped down. I wasn't sure he was going to be okay after that, but they were able to fend off Team Wa, who started this whole thing after they got embarrassed, essentially, about a week ago. And here's where Gwen showed her tenacity, her moxie, cashed in her perfect moment. And I want to point out, Burnice is the one who took that pin. Burnice likely less focused on tag team action and maybe more focused on who she's got to pick to fight at AWE Mania. And because of that, Gwen says it's going to be goth rules, goth weapons only. And in the main event, the Pyrotechnics made fools of the Aswang and Mikan. That being said, that's our night. And that is a rebellion for tonight. Let's check out our news real quick. Arrow and Pi have taken their rivalry to a oh, it was already personal between these four. Let's keep it real. This is just the first time they've all been in the same ring at the same time. Not in the ring, though. The Pyrotechnics do not get in the ring. I tell you who will get in the ring, though, those two, for one last time at Scars and Stripes. Burnice injured, and this is the other part of what's going on tonight. Before tonight, all the teams had an injury. Now, if we scroll down, Hutao, wait. All three of them? Oh, no. Okay. We'll come back to that in a second, because there's a lot to read on that one. Amon made a timely save for Yosuke, drawing the referee's attention. Tartaros looked agitated, confidence and focus shaken with his rival's presence at ringside, putting a wrench into his game plan, and more notably, he took the L tonight as well. Will he also take the L at Scars and Stripes? Panette's victory was punctuated with a vicious attack on Hina. After the match, the superstar's aggression was on full display. In her attempt to crush her rival, do not forget, she turned around and then she said, I didn't just beat Hina, I whooped her afterwards too. The assault left Hina with an injury, but officials expect her to make a quick recovery. I hope it's quick enough for Scars and Stripes. Marceline has suffered a minor injury during her match. Although still clear to compete, the threat of further injury should be a concern on this superstar's mind. Marceline and Gwen are both injured now, I think? That is the same. Okay, so I'll be real. That's the same as our tag team champions now, because Hutao also got injured. Both tag team champions, both Gwen and Marceline. Aiba's the only one walking to that not injured, but I think the biggest point is Sage, who was already injured, has further aggravated that injury And because of Sage, it's going to be an Iron Man match. There's a world where Sage there's not even a world. There's a major chance that Sage will advance that injury again in that Iron Man match. There's a world where Miss Golden Ticket is gonna be out of action. This has the stakes in this triple threat tag team match are now slowly going through the roof. There's a chance that they win the titles and they have to vacate them due to injury. Man, all eyes are going to be on Scars and Stripes, let me tell you. That being said, it is set up. So let's see what Scars and Stripes would have been. Inferno Special, Scars and Stripes, it would have been incorrect. There will be a championship match involving Deity Miku, that is true. Gin versus Tartaros, that's incorrect. But there will be a championship match for the Fight Forever Championship. It will be Amon instead. Amon and Shin. I hope that's not the thing. Versus Kyutaro and Von Lycan, which is interesting because... Okay, so this is all messed up. Because Shin isn't with Amon, and Von Lycan literally has a tag team partner. Although, I guess Kyutaro would, and Kyutaro also has a tag team partner. Oh my gosh. 2K is being 2K, you love to see it. Futaba and Chi-Chi, and Kyutaro's there again. Kyutaro just can't stay away from this action. Versus Kawamami and Sayaka. Markiplier versus Arvin. Sure. Kafka and Yor, the only team that did not qualify for this, versus the tag team champions. The Aswang versus Dr. Robotnik, not today. King DDD and Makoto versus Golden and Cassius, not today. Neo versus Yuri is almost right. You're just missing 3 other competitors. And make it a gauntlet match. And in our main event, clearly they got the whole thing right. Check it out. Not quite. Although that match might bang, let's be real. That is what would have been Scars and Stripes. And it will be this Friday. So get ready for it. Or Saturday. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Friday, though. I'm just going to say it's going to be Friday. I'm going to say it's going to be Friday, and then if it's not, then tonight. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That being said, Scars and Stripes is on the books, but we do have another announcement for that show. Hit me with the stars. So according to my general managers, here, let me bring up our group chat. They started having a brawl inside. Team Wa and Cassius and Kaito started having a brawl inside of Medical. Unironically though, it was Cassius and Kaito who threw the first punch this time. Wa said they will not be defending the tag team championships at Scars and Stripes, but if they are man enough, then they should meet Team Wa in the AWE warehouse. We'll have cameras go there, and we'll see what plays out. But it's gonna be Team Wa calling out Cassius and Kaito to the AWE warehouse. That's kind of... Okay, so I do know what the warehouse is. So this isn't... It's surprising me that they want to go there. We've never even took cameras there before. It's where we store a lot of, like... a lot of odds and ends. It's where we store a lot of the... So look, we also buy and reuse a whole lot of, like, things from other wrestling organizations. I think we got a couple WrestleMania signs in there. There was like, oh, we can take some of these, a couple replicas. The giant fist that was at the old Fracture when Void was here, yikes. That was essentially fracturing the whole stage. We still have that fist. However, that fist is just kind of in the warehouse. There's a lot of stuff in the warehouse And it's honestly a lot of dangerous stuff. So it's with a little bit of unease that I do have to make this official, because both general managers gave it a nod after what's happened the last couple of weeks. Cassius, Kaito, Team Wa in the AWE warehouse. I don't really know what that entails. I guess we'll see. That's added to the card. We got so many championship matches. Tartaros, Amon, the Fatal 5-Way Gauntlet Match for Yuri's championship. We have Sakura. Nope, we have Sayaka versus Miku for her title. We got Uncle Iroh versus Arvin inside of a casket match. We got we got like everything out here. We got Makoto in the Shock of the Century versus Kave. Who would have thunk? I wouldn't have thunk. It wouldn't have been me who thought that. Now we have this warehouse match. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming for you. It's gonna be Scars and Stripes. And you know what? That's really our first step. We're gonna get a big AV Mania sign on the Inferno set. We're gonna gussy it up just a little bit, but most notably, it's really officially now. This show will forever now signify the first step on the road to AV Mania. So this is the last show that is not really on the road to AV Mania, you know what I'm saying? So I guess I can kind of play this, you know? You play a little bit of, can I play a little bit of this? Is that season again, huh? Are you ready? AV Mania season is legitimately around the corner, and it will start this Friday, unless it's Saturday, at AWE Scars and Stripes. It will likely be an earlier start time, so look forward to that. Look forward to the community tab. It'll be a good time. I don't know if it'll start too early, but it'll probably start around 5, 4, maybe. I don't want it to start at usual upload time. We'll see. I'll decide what time. You guys will know the place. Until then, I'm taking off. Toodaloo Flight Crew. As always, thank you for watching.